Today's video contains a rumor for the Final Fantasy series. All rumors should be taken with a grain of salt until officially confirmed, and are purely reported for the fun of speculation. I have to say it because some of you do not know what a rumor is. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get started. Right now is an amazing time to be a Final Fantasy fan. There are 3 mainline games currently anticipated: Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate and Part 2, Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, and of course, Final Fantasy XVI. Honestly, it's a lot of Final Fantasy at once, and I am not complaining. But what if I told you there might be yet another game coming? Extremely reliable source Navtra has said that there might be yet another Final Fantasy title coming exclusively for PlayStation 5. For those unfamiliar with Navtra, Navtra is an incredibly reliable leaker who has accurately leaked several new games months and weeks ahead of time, with pretty close to 100% accuracy. So please understand that this is not some 4chan rumor or Reddit rumor or anything alike. And while it is indeed a rumor, it's coming from somebody who has very accurately predicted this stuff in the past, and hence why this claim has drawn so much attention. With Navtra saying, quote, "I believe you can expect at least one more major Final Fantasy announcement in addition to updates on currently announced stuff, 16, Endwalker, 7 Remake. It should be a good E3 season for Square overall." I mean, just the presence of those 3 games alone? Yeah, I would call that a pretty good E3 for Square. I mean, if we're getting something for Endwalker, 16, and 7R, I would probably call that one of their best E3s, really. Though adding on to that statement about there being a new Final Fantasy announced, Navtra continued by saying, quote, "I believe we're getting 2 major Square Enix reveals this June, a PS5 exclusive FF title and a cross-gen IDOS title." Now, you might be able to reason that this PS5 exclusive Final Fantasy game could be something small, a remaster, something along those lines. However, he does use the word major here, which implies that it's something substantial. And if it were just some sort of remaster or something alike, it wouldn't be a PS5 exclusive. Under the assumption that all of this is true, we could be looking at yet a 4th major Final Fantasy title. Of course, there's the elephant in the room. What in the world could this game even be? Final Fantasy XVII? That would be pretty weird, although it's not like it's never happened before, so... Although I don't think that's exactly what's going on here. I think the most likely thing is that this is some new Final Fantasy title that we have not seen before. I don't think it will be mainline, but it will be some sort of spin-off. Something akin to like a World of Final Fantasy or something alike. Another possibility is Final Fantasy X-3. I know that sounds crazy, but they've talked about wanting to do a Final Fantasy X-3 for a long time now. In fact, the only thing they said holding them up was the fact that most of the staff was busy with Remake. I would assume that that's still true, but really, who knows? You also have Tetsuya Nomura stepping down as the full director of the Remake project. It's curious what else he could be working on, considering he's known for working on multiple projects at the same time. Could he be the one working on this other mysterious new Final Fantasy title? I mean, while we're taking random guesses at this rumor that again may or may not be true, let's get really crazy. I'll just throw it out there. Versus 13 reboot? Something to do with Verum Rex? Final Fantasy Verum Rex. I don't know, I'm like literally just blind stabbing. Final Fantasy Type Next. Nah, that ain't happening. Genuinely speaking, if this rumor is true, this new PS5 exclusive Final Fantasy title could be anything. I do strongly think that if this is real, that it is some sort of new Final Fantasy sub-IP, and probably not a continuation of anything, but that would be cool, right? And also, if this is true, it looks like Square Enix is sticking with the PS5 exclusivity. I don't know what Sony is paying Square, but it must be pretty good. 16, 7R, so many PS5 exclusives, which I'm sure you guys have a lot of thoughts and opinions on. Be sure to let me know all of them in the comments below. Shout out to patron Dylan Davis and the rest of the Ultima community.